Hello, my name is Danielle, and I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 31. Today, well, this is Jane, since we're doing introductions. And today I want to talk about life as an undiagnosed autistic teen and the impact it had on my life, and how I think if I would have had a diagnosis prior, life could have been drastically better for me. Um, so it's been a while since I've held her, and she is full and doesn't really want to be held right now. So we'll see how far I get through this movie video before she bites me. Hopefully she doesn't. So growing up, life was very different through my eyes as a teenager. Um, I really okay. So the big thing is why is she why does she have such strange interests, or why do I know so much information about like maybe one subject? So Jane is a perfect example. I've always loved animals. I've always loved animals, and reptiles are my favorite. This is a Anchi ball python. She is about 6 months old, and I absolutely love her. I can info dump on pretty much any animal with animal facts. And I guess just this isn't entertaining to most people. So I tend to scare people off with my intense interests and knowledge of my intense interests. And as a teenager, as a teenager, this really, I don't know, weirded people out. That for one, I like snakes. I have a snake. I've always had a snake, and it bothered people. Another one, can't pay attention if I'm not interested in the subject or topic that's going on. So school was very, very hard for me. I was in special ed. If I was in school now, I'd probably still be in special ed. And I have an IEP, which stands for an individual education plan. And this is because I have a learning disability, and it's very hard for me. Um, if I didn't like the subject in school, I just could not focus. I mean, I'm thinking about, I don't know, my next reptile, or are unicorns real, or not what the teacher is talking about. And that's just how my brain works. It doesn't matter how hard I try to pay attention. If it's not interesting to me, I'm not going to focus. And this became really difficult when I was trying to blend and make friends, or try to pay attention to whatever is going on in the social group. I kind of I don't know, I found myself walking away, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. And this is very rude and not appropriate. Yeah. So next, I have always, okay, I hope you can understand how I describe this. So I have always seen people in color versus like their social status, or like male or female. Um, let's see, how else can I describe this? So when I am interested in somebody, and or not in a relationship way, but I just find someone cool, they have interesting hobbies, I don't see them for being popular, or if they have money or things like that. I strictly want to be friends with you because I think we have something in common, and I like you. I want to benefit you in some way. I feel like maybe you could benefit me in some way. We could teach each other things. I have never tried to be in the popular group or try to pick on somebody because of the way they looked. I just don't see people that way. I never have. Growing up, and when I became a teenager in high school, she's had two rats, and she would rather be sleeping in her hide. But I need to take her out and see if I can get just her into one hand. There we go. Got it. I just don't see people that way. I never have. And sometimes this kind of gets me into trouble because I'll just kind of wander up to someone I think is doing something really neat. And maybe I'm dressed not the right way that they would expect someone who's interested in what they're doing to be dressed this way. And I get judged on my appearance. And I've just kind of had a hard time fitting in with that. So another one that I noticed when I got into high school is I have a really, really hard time. I'm unable to recognize when people are either bored or not interested in what I have to say, which has to do pretty much anytime I open my mouth. There's a very select few individuals who are female who like reptiles and don't mind me talking about the mistress all the time. For those of you who don't know who the mistress is, that's my bow. My bow. I'm into archery, and that's what I named my bow. So me and the mistress spend a lot of time together, and I like to talk about reptiles and archery or outdoorsy things. I have a hard time recognizing when people just aren't interested. I wish more people would just say, that's really cool. Can we talk about something else now? It wouldn't hurt my feelings. It would actually really help me recognize and understand that I am just boring people with my my hobbies that I like, my special interests. All right, next. I have been told I am way too open with my personal stuff, my personal information, family drama, when it comes to socializing. Um, Now, after my autism diagnosis, I agree. It's 100% true. I always hear people talking about their drama or their personal life, and I always thought that's how you were supposed to socialize. No, I was always doing it wrong. Apparently, there's a correct way to talk about your personal life, and I've always just gave way too much information, and people are like, you have a lot going on. So I've really been able to, with my after my autism diagnosis, understand that that's just not appropriate, and people don't want to hear that. I mean, like, why are you asking me how's your day going if you don't want the real answer? All right, next. I learned, especially once I got into seventh, eighth grade, is when I kind of really remember the girls backstabbing and being fake. This is important. Being fake versus masking. I felt like, and this was, I didn't realize I was doing it, masking. I found someone who was really cool or I liked them and and I liked what they did. I would try to, I don't know, be what they wanted of me. Jane's trying to turn my pages. Um, Trying to be everything they thought that they wanted, like in a friendship. And this is not me being fake. Fake to me is doing something I would not enjoy or have any interest in doing. That's not true. I would never do things like that to try and please somebody else. Masking, yes, this is something I still try to deal with this to this day. But girls, I noticed, are really fake and they can backstab and they enjoy it. Again, this kind of goes back to seeing people in color. If I'm just not interested in, sorry, the sun's coming out and all of the patterns are going everywhere. If I'm just not interested in something, I'm not going to go out of my way, waste my time or somebody else's time trying to pretend to like something for someone's attention. This really just goes over my head and I don't understand it. I really feel like that's being catty, petty, and I just don't want any part of that. And that was very hard for me to um, pick up and understand what was going on when I was in high school. So, next, when at a social gathering, being center of attention versus people watching. So, what this means to me is I like to be by myself. I'm very content. This does not mean I want to be alone. I enjoyed being invited to things, to parties, to the get togethers, go to the movies, go to the mall. But my problem was when people wanted me to socialize or, have a full on conversation versus just asking me a question with a simple answer. I don't want to be involved, like, center of attention. I want to go, I want to people watch, but I don't really want to participate. Like, an example. So I was just invited to go bowling with my friend's family, and I was very, very excited. I don't want to participate in the bowling. It gives me anxiety. I don't want to throw the ball. I don't like people watching me. Not only that, I'm left-handed, and there are left-handed bowling balls, and I don't want to be forced to participate. And they didn't do that. They just let me go and sit and watch, and I really enjoyed this. And knowing that it's okay to be like this is very, very, very important. So the last one I really could probably make a whole video on is relationships and dating. Um, I'm happy, like I just stated, being alone. And a big problem I had with relationships is the PDA and the affection that goes in with it. I don't like to be touched. I don't. In a few of my other videos, I do talk about what happened and why. My stepdad at the age of 16 put a video camera in my bathroom, and this really traumatized me. I don't trust people. I am very self-conscious, and dating and bringing another person into my personal space was very overwhelming, and it scared me. And I forced this because I just wanted to be liked and accepted. And growing up in a dysfunctional household, when I asked my mom, "What do you do when you feel lonely?" The answer was, "I have another baby." This is not appropriate or right. If you are lonely and codependent, do not just go out having kids. That's not correct. I knew from a young age that that wasn't right, but that's what I was told and that's what I saw. So I seeked that out, and I really ended up getting hurt. I became a teen mom. I absolutely love being a parent, and I love my son to the moon and back. But I didn't have the proper, you know, sex talk growing up. And I really think this could have really helped, because all I saw is what other people were doing, and what was going on behind closed doors at my house, which wasn't appropriate or right. And when asked questions, I was just kind of silenced. And this really affected me. I feel like it almost stunted that area of maturing, and I had a hard time trusting people. So yeah, I really I hope if anybody's out there, like, subscribe. If you feel the same way I did growing up, um, please seek diagnosis, seek treatment. Maybe you don't have autism and you could just be suffering from depression, social anxiety, or maybe ADHD or ADD. There are other treatments and support for you for that. I just know this is what I struggled with. Being undiagnosed as a teen. Life was extremely hard through my eyes, and life's not anymore after my diagnosis. Again, like, subscribe, join the little tribe family going on here. Jane and I will talk to you guys later.